Now, we often hear of escalation of violence in Gaza. We have seen for months now images of clashes at the border. Getting all this information is possible thanks to journalists who put up themselves in the line of fire to report the developments. Now, Wion's Daniele Pagani spoke to some Palestinian reporters. This is their story.
Since the beginning of the Great March of Return in Gaza, at least 200 Palestinians have been killed and 18,000 injured by the Israeli Defense Forces. Every Friday, along with demonstrators, local reporters and their team put themselves in the line of fire to show the world what is happening. And every Friday, they don't know what may happen.
Every time you leave your house, you bid your family farewell because you don't know if you're coming back on crutches or coming back in a coffin, especially with the clashes that have been taking place since March the 30th in the Gaza Strip.
Iser, a local stringer here in Gaza who helps reporters, shares a similar view.
I have worked during the war. That was also dangerous, but working in front of the soldiers by the fence, that makes you on the front line of danger against the people who have the weapon.
Besides being potentially fatal, covering the border protest is also emotionally challenging for Palestinian reporters. The people being killed during clashes on the border are their fellow citizens, struggling for a better life and the right to return to the lands from where they were displaced. Hin Hodari, a young reporter in Gaza, covered the protest since day one, and she knows very well what it means.
Sometimes when I'm on in the conflict zone or in the war zone, especially when I was reporting about the Great March of Return, I was always emotional because I saw a large amount of people being injured. Some people were actually killed in front of my eyes, and I was always being affected by tear gas canisters, and sometimes live ammunition would just pass across my head. So it was very, very hard for me. My voice tone changes. I start shaking, but at the same time, I try my best not to show that on camera.
Despite all she has gone through, she never stopped reporting from the border.
The minute you arrive to the fence and when you see all of these people holding the flags of Palestine and playing the songs of Palestine, you get this bravery that you don't know, and you have no clue from where this bravery and courage came. And you just start reporting and you just start saying what you really feel. And what I feel is like I got the passion of reporting because I'm reporting true facts about Palestinians.
When you are in the middle of the chaos of the border's clashes, it matters little what job you do. You are fully exposed that the Israeli army has used live ammunition extensively and constantly. Iser still remembers when an Israeli bullet injured him while he was working with foreign journalists.
And they targeted some guy with an explosive bullet. That bullet hit the guy, cutted his leg, and when the bullet exploded, I got injured in my leg with a few shrapnels.
He too never gave up his job.
I started to feel a little bit scared to go to the fence, but in a few days I beated my fear, and I told to myself, those journalists who come here to take the truth of what is happening and show it to the world, this is also kind of a job that I'd love to do. It's also a task that I do it with passion. So I faced my fears and I kept going to the fence, helping these journalists to keep working on the protests.
Earlier this year, 2 journalists lost their lives while reporting from the protests. Israeli snipers shot dead journalist Yasser Murtaja and another colleague Ahmad Abu Hussein when both were on duty, carrying their cameras and wearing press vests and helmets. Clashes and violence are not the only problems reporters face in Gaza. The tiny coastal strip where 2 million Palestinians live is a multi-layered society, where balancing between local factions is not always easy. It takes a lot of commitment to keep reporting constantly from the Gaza Strip if you are a Palestinian reporter. Why so? It is not only a matter of injuries, a matter of being exposed to physical risks. It is only a matter of psychology. Those reporters who are working in the Gaza Strip and are from the Gaza Strip are not reporting on stories which are far away from them. These stories are very close to their heart. They also live in Gaza. They are also suffering because of the blockade. They are also seeing on a daily basis what it means to live in what many media call the largest open-air prison in the world. It is not easy to strike a balance between you as being a Palestinian and the necessity of being as objective as possible as a reporter. Daniele Pagani in Gaza, reporting for Wion, World is One.
Hamas rockets are falling in southern Israel. Israeli airstrikes against Gaza. Scenes that are all too familiar.
The Israeli Defense Forces, as of now, is retaliating.
The violence brought once again West Asia to the brink of war. But now an uneasy calm prevails.
Things can escalate further at any time, at any moment.